I really want everyone to take a step back and appreciate just how insane of a flex of power the latest episode of Slime actually was. I finally got around to watching it. I was insanely sick on Friday. I slept like 16 hours. I was not doing good. Luckily, the antibiotics have been doing wonders over the course of the weekend, which is why you got videos over Saturday and Sunday. But, I wasn't expecting it. I knew we were gonna go catch some dragons. At least that's where we last left off with Slime. But think about this. What Rimuru was able to avoid is literally next level catastrophe. And he didn't even have to lift a damn finger because of all of the hard work he's done in previous seasons. And really it boils down to, in this episode, Shuna and Shion. So, we have two demon lords running amok in the labyrinth. And how do you calm them down? Shuna bakes a freaking cake. And their hanger goes away. Okay. That makes sense for Slime. Tinkerbell and Temper Tantrum over here. Sure, a cake probably does calm them down in most circumstances. I get it, but that was just the appetizer. The fact that this is the perfect capstone for the episode. We have a group of elves literally come in saying, hey, we're coming in, we're gonna beg you to help stop a war, maybe you could find us some place to live. And Rimuru's like, yeah, apparently that war, we already solved that issue. Oh, I already got you a spot. Oh yeah, and elves going missing? I know a guy who could probably hook you up with some elf slaves, which is probably your long lost pal. Rimuru keeps casually doing this shit, but the best part is you literally have these two opposing sides, right? Like this long, this war that's literally pushing away elves who are living in a forest. And the fact that they were so hot-headed, despite Rimuru going into Demon Lord presence, everyone else ran away, but they were so hot-headed, it wasn't until they calmed down because the barrier started shattering that they're like, oh shit, what happened? The fact that Shion casually bodies the sons, 3 of them, of another demon lord, and everyone collectively watches that, and they just decide the war ain't worth it, we're gonna bend the knee now. Rimuru didn't have to lift a damn finger. He prevented a war that's been going on, so no more conflict there. Peace in the forest. And somehow we're still whipping these goddamn demon lords in the labyrinth because you just need to give them a place to stay, a head pat here or there, and a nice slice of cake, apparently. Legitimately one of the most insane flexes of power, and I think this is just Rimuru getting started. Full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see my full and good thoughts to any of these Slime episodes, it's going to be over there exclusively. I'm loving this core. I really, really am. I stand by my statement that it's insanely well produced. I didn't really have an issue with how it was produced in season 1, but it was very stiff, and I think that definitely lended to a lot of the meetings feeling really boring, where this season just constantly is expressive. This core, I mean, still the same season, but it's expressive. There's always fun things happening. And the diplomacy and the diplomatic side of this show, with what we did here, honestly, it doesn't seem like much, but even throwing Rimuru in a little makeshift king outfit, it goes a long way for style, man. Because sometimes Rimuru isn't going to show a whole lot of expression. He does have, moments where his character model kind of, shifts and maybe sinks if he's a little upset, but it just makes it so adorable. And just to see how far Tempest has come, there's a shot in the episode, so they've been doing this since season 1, but the little wide shots of seeing how Tempest is, I still remember back when I first started watching the show with season 1, and just seeing that initial shot of just, it was such a small little area, right? And I was like, damn, he's already making a lot of progress, and now we have a freaking Colosseum. And the fact that even seeing the Colosseum at face value doesn't do it justice because there's 100 floors underneath that. So much progress has been made, and I love the idea that it's so easy for a new Demon Lord to get his shit pushed in or tested, because obviously if you defeat a Demon Lord, take their spot, rise up the ranks, stuff like that. But here's the thing, survival of the fittest. If you prove you're the strongest of the strong, people will bend the knee and follow you, and you really don't have to worry about them mostly stabbing you in the back. So a couple of people come barging in saying, hey, we're gonna steal your throne. If your follower is able to bitch slap them to the point that one guy's pretty much like a Mario character saying wahoo as he gets literally seismic tossed and just whipped around, I mean, yeah, you can actually believe that they're just gonna loyally follow her going forward at this point. And I love the idea that it's not just directly okay, we have to go down this list of this person has this problem, this person has this. Like, a lot of these problems all kind of connect. And that's what I really like about the end of the episode, as these elves kind of come in, they're like, we're going to really beg you to do this, but you kind of already solved this issue. But I guess if we could request one thing, maybe, it's kind of hard to live with where we are, and Rimuru's like, shit, I got you covered. Oh, okay. Yeah, but, there's only a few hundred of, oh shit, you know what? Like 4 episodes back here, I was talking with my pal, and yeah, I think I could probably hook you up with some elven slaves. We can probably do something about this and probably save them. It's just, I love the idea that this is a show that actually uses the previous building blocks to connect to the bigger picture. A lot of times in these types of shows, it's very easy for it's like, okay, if we're in a new arc, sure, the setup within the arc is going to matter for the long term. But this is stuff that, like, we could have a conversation 6 episodes, 7 episodes back with someone, and then, randomly that conversation is information which then ends up helping a current situation, which it naturally should if this dude's running a goddamn kingdom, which he absolutely is at this point. So if he's running a kingdom, he should have all these connections and, thoughts going on. And naturally, if you solve one big conflict like these 2 angry bastards going at each other, hating each other's guts, saying slaughter them and we'll fight for you, naturally people in the surrounding areas are probably going to be having trouble. And the fact that we dealt with that first, and hell, we were trying to deal with it, but we actually just put that on hold as we were dealing with people trying to invade and take our power, and in return, them watching that immediately made them bend the knee. It's a chain of events that just solves a lot of political bullshit, and this is really, really good. Like, this is what I said, I think I said it around, like, episode 13 or something, and I said, they have a real shot of doing what Tsukimichi Season 2 did. Tsukimichi Season 2, the first core wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it was pointless or wasted, it was needed, but it was something that you did have to get through sometimes, where you felt like, okay, sometimes it's like we're playing catch-up, and you just felt like it was a little more messy. But Tsukimichi Season 2 is better than Season 1 in my honest opinion, because the second core just skyrockets. And honestly, while the first core of Season 3 I do think is the weakest of any of the slime content, I'm really, really enjoying what Core 2 is doing. I don't think it's going to make it the best season or anything, but it's definitely going to prevent it from being the worst stuff Slime's ever seen. And I really enjoy with where Tempest is at, because this kind of slime city building simulator, now that we're in like the political bigwig territory, is just so freaking fun to follow. I'm a sucker for a show that can just do politics this well, and while I definitely had issues, I didn't absolutely hate it like some people did with Core 1. I can definitely say though that Core 2 is miles better, and I'm very excited to see where the next episode's going to go this Friday. So let me know what you're thinking down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're around, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Keegan Miller, Adelassian, Ert Swanson, Ike Ickley, Jan Peterson, and we also have Hune. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.